Hey, I'm Hailey.
And I'm Jessi.
And you're listening to Personality Hire,
the podcast where we are very close.
Very close. I was hoping you'd say something.
We're close spiritually. We're close
relationally.
We're close in our
Physically.
hearts and physically.
And mostly physically.
And if you're watching today or if you're looking at a clip of this, Hailey and I are quite literally touching. We're touching shoulders.
Shoulder to shoulder.
And she smells great.
Oh, thank you.
I was going to say, if there was anyone that was like...
Father figure.
What?
That's what it's
from
called.
Fleur?
Fleur.
From Fleur.
Father figure.
I like missing person from there.
I have that one too.
Really good, but
I like
Father
it.
fig.
Yeah.
Yeah, so today we are recording in a different area of my abode.
A different location completely.
Yeah, and we are just as close could be. And we want to be that close with you. Not Army Hammer close, but close.
That's like intestines close. Like
I really want to tell a story about him, but I can't decide. I have a personal story about him.
You do have a personal story, and I wonder like how you should say it.
But should I?
I'm questioning how. I think we should talk about it before we.
Maybe I'll be a little bit vague.
Be very vague.
I had a personal experience with Army Hammer one time while I was on vacation. I won't say where, but I was on vacation, and his group and my group were next to one another on the beach.
Not this close. Again, not this close.
Kind of close.
But close. Cabanas were cabaning.
And it was right when his controversy took off, and he and I spoke.
They're going to know where he...
And...
Y'all were.
I didn't say it though. They can infer whatever you want. They can infer. And he and I had a chitty chat. I chitty chatted up his whole crew he was with, and he seemed. This is going to be the controversy on my part. He seemed relatively normal.
Okay, see,
I said seemed. I said he seemed.
Where you're not going to face controversy at all because
I just said he seemed.
The whole entire nation seemed to think he was normal.
I knew about his controversy. And I was trying not to judge him off the crack for it. I didn't...
Crack is an interesting word to use.
In this day and age when it comes to him.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did meet him, and he just... My quote, if I had to put it in a little bow for you, would be, this man seemed relatively normal to me on the day that I saw him.
I had no idea that he wanted to eat human flesh.
And I have so much more to the story that I can't say, though.
I will say, I think like that's where a lot of people get into trouble. They don't actually think like, this person wants to eat human flesh, but then Did
I send you the interview he just did with Piers Morgan?
I saw plenty of clips. I didn't watch the whole thing because it just made me feel uneasy.
The one thing that just stood out to me about the whole interview was when he compared his cannibalistic comments to the way someone might have cute aggression for a baby.
I hate that. I hated that because I say that. I go, I want to eat that baby. And I don't mean eat. I mean like, I just want to consume them.
Cute aggression.
Like, yes. Like, it's like, I love them so much.
Yeah.
And I would never, it's just not the same. Because it's not what you actually mean. But he actually meant what he said.
I also want to say that my friend Tiffany
didn't do it.
My friend Tiffany and I would like to give us little pats on the back right now because I never went to deux moi with my experience. You know what I'm saying? I never went to onto the internet with it.
Should we talk about deux moi, and should we talk about what you saw on deux moi, what you actually said on deux moi?
Yeah, let's say it.
You didn't say it. You said it. But she didn't leak
Before
anything.
we launch in, today we're going to be speaking about, in general, game shows. And this is... This is of particular interest to us now because we're
involved. We're in the industry.
We're in the industry now. It's actually our only industry is game shows, and we are in it, and we just filmed one, and we are so excited. We
filmed Pictionary.
Pictionary, people.
Yeah,
it happened.
We filmed it.
We
can't tell you what happened.
We cannot tell you what happened.
We can tell you that it did happen.
Nothing. We can't tell you who we did it with outside of the host, whom we shall be speaking about.
We love him.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
And we're not going to tell you whomsoever else we filmed it with. We're not going to tell you whomsoever won. We're not going to tell you whomsoever what it was like. Nothing. We can at a later date.
We did it. And it was awesome.
It was great.
This season 3, which is the season we are on, premiere is September 9th. We don't know if that's our episode, but it might be because we were.
When we hear info from the producers, it'll go
we'll
straight from our mouth, from our noodles
emails
to our mouths to you.
Yeah.
Because I know you're all waiting on bated breath. But we had a wonderful experience.
Did we ever get those pictures?
I have not gotten our pictures back. And also we'll post the photos. We couldn't bring our cameras on set, but whenever we get the photos from the producer, we'll definitely post those too. But we had a wonderful experience, and the host of the show is
Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell. You might know him from such classic films as Stand By Me and Kangaroo Jack, which he is personally very proud of.
It should be.
I know, he really should be. So we had a great experience with him. Hilarious man. I had a slight already like affinity for him before we went into this thing, and I had it very clear in my mind that I was like, I want to have a connection with this man. I want to form some sort of a bond. He's so sweet.
He is so nice.
He's a dad.
He's such a dad vibes, which I love. So funny.
Yeah. Way funny. And we were able to speak to him, but what Hailey was kind of like connecting and alluding to, the fact that I was like, I never went with my experience with that dude we were just talking about to do moi.
Very different than Jerry
because
O'Connell.
I do occasionally scroll through. I do. Yes. I like to see the spotteds. I like to see where people are like, this is where the celebs are hanging. Because oftentimes whenever I see that, if it looks cool to me, I will make a list of where the celebs go in different cities. Yeah. So that you and I can go, you know?
Yeah.
So the morning of our taping, I was scrolling through Dumois at a cool 4:45 a.m. because I needed to be wide awake. I needed to turn on my brain and all that good stuff. And I was scrolling and I saw that somebody had said, spotted Jerry O'Connell at Bulla in Midtown Atlanta. And I sent it to Hailey.
That's so funny because we're literally going to see him today.
And I was like, wow, that's so funny. He's already out and about in the city. So after we shot our episode, we had an opportunity to have like just a little chitty chat with Jerry after we wrapped our episode up. And he came over and he was super chit chatty. He talked with us first about the Housewives. The man loves the Housewives. Like he absolutely loves all the franchises of the Housewives, but his favorites are, you said, The Valley and Beverly Hills.
Yeah, he is really into The Valley right now. So he's kind of like cooled off on the Housewives, but he loves the Housewives.
Yeah, he does. Like he's an authority.
He got really into The Valley this season.
Yeah. And then we were talking to him about that. He was asking us for recommendations, just talking to us about everything. And then he was like, well, I would love to get some recommendations from you guys. Like follow me on Instagram. I'll follow you back. Please send me some areas of town I can go to, some restaurants. And I was like, yeah, well, you've already gone to Bulla, haven't you? And
I was like this.
He looked at me like I had four heads, like I was a four-headed demon lady.
Because he obviously had not seen the Dumois. He had not posted about Bulla.
This is not like this
had been 12 hours before.
And he posted about that he had been to South City Kitchen, and he said
that's where she got our wires crossed.
So my noodle said, you saw a Instagram story from this man at South City Kitchen, but then you also saw a blind item that he was enjoying a delicious meal without anybody around at Bulla. And my brain said, yeah, you just went to Bulla, didn't you? How'd you like it? And he literally looked at me.
I was like,
he looked at me like I was in the Secret Service. He looked at me like I was in the FBI. He looked at me like maybe I was a hitman, because he wanted to ask, how did you know that? But I immediately clocked what I had done and I kept it moving. Yeah, and I said,
I've got some other recommendation. Blah, blah, blah. And then he got like, he was fine.
He got over it, but it wasn't, there was like a little bit of like,
I was like,
blah, 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 yeah, it was something, but he was great. Yeah. We enjoyed him a lot.
He was awesome. Very funny.
The whole team was really, really great. And they're only here for a little bit of time. But I will say, I saw that Jerry had said something. And then also,
I think they're still looking for contestants. Yeah. So if you and a buddy of yours think that you're ready to be like, you got to have energy. I'll tell you that.
They want you to
have energy. And if you think you can do it, you should do it.
You should do it.
But I did like have people respond to my story and they said, I applied. Oh. And I'm like, why didn't you? Well, apparently
it's a tough audition process.
Yes,
it's a tough process. But I think that's pretty much all we can say. Hailey already gave you the synopsis of this is the third season. It starts to air on September the 9th. We'll keep everyone posted on our episode. We can't wait till you find out who our celeb teammate was. And we loved the other. We loved them.
The other team celebrity person.
Yeah, team captains.
That wasn't ours. Yeah, team captains.
Yeah.
But ours we particularly loved.
They were great.
Yeah. Yeah. And we can't wait for you to see it. And you'll never guess who the celebrity captains are.
You'll never guess probably anything that happened in the episode.
No, you won't.
No.
You might not even guess our drawings when you see them.
You shan't.
You might, though, because we did. Other people guessed other items as well. So I'm just saying, one, we want to say, never give up on your dreams, kid. You're going to go far. Jerry O'Connell for president.
For prez. At the very least, like, I don't know.
For
like,
social chair.
Yeah, like definitely like, could he be like, I don't know, the fraternity brother?
Yeah, he's gonna be social chair.
Something good like that, yeah.
Yeah. I loved him.
So yeah, great experience. But that leads us to today that we just wanted to open up about Talk
about game shows.
Game show.
Because we went to lunch afterwards and I was like, it hasn't hit me yet. We were on a game show. Like, the good thing is like while we were filming, I eventually forgot we were on camera, which is my job always, to forget there's a camera there and just live, know where the cameras are, but live. Mm-hmm. And I felt like that clicked in so quick that I didn't understand what we had done. And now I'm understanding more and more as time goes on that we were on a game show. And then I think about all the times I was home sick from school and I watched supermarket sweepstakes. Mm-hmm. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, big money, big money.
Yeah.
You all the way link. Goodbye.
All everything.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think that there now is a channel called like the Game Show Network that you can watch all those. But I definitely think that game shows, for me, they were like growing up definitely in the 90s. I remember that being a really focal point of family time for my family and the weakest link. And also for me, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
If we're going to go way back to like what helped my family kind of like come together on Wednesday, Thursday, whatever nights, it was Regis Philbin. It was Regis Philbin and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And I'll never forget all the kind of like
phoning a friend.
Doing a phone a friend.
50-50. Was it 50-50? What are the three? Were there the four
phone
categories?
A friend, 50-50. And then I think maybe you take, or wait, no. Like a hint? Wasn't like a clue?
Yes,
like then somebody would just
hint.
like tell you a clue for it or something?
Yes.
But I do remember that show, and the episode I do remember really vividly on that show was the guy who didn't use any lifelines the whole time. He made it all the way up to the $1 million question, and he was like, "I'm going to phone a friend," and he phoned his dad, and he was like, "Dad, I don't need your help, but I just want to let you know I'm about to win $1 million." I still got chills. I literally isn't that so cute? Like that for me was such a like a big.
What if we did that on picture? I was like, we got to the final round. Like, let's say if we could go to the final round, I don't even know what like. Because there's not like, it's different. It's not the same setup. But like, what if you went to the final round and you were just like, I got this. Wait, Jeopardy. They do that. Mm-hmm. They go to a final round,
They do go to final round, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. But Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And then that show reminds me of another show that my family and I like to watch together a lot, which was Cash Cab. Do you remember Cash Cab?
I remember the premise.
Cash Cab was where this man, I can't remember the host's name, but he would drive around a cab around New York and he would get unsuspecting people to hop in his cab, and it was all trivia.
Okay, I do remember that.
And he'd be like, "You're in the Cash Cab," and on the inside it would be like,
what if they were like, we were on our way to the hospital?
I'm sure they must have had some people that were like, I got to get the hell out of here.
You're like,
I don't have time to answer.
Flight.
Yeah, I don't have time to answer this stuff.
Okay.
But I liked that one a lot too.
You like that one. When I think of game shows growing up, things that affected me, changed me. Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I still believe I would be a phenomenal contestant. When I watched that show, I was scared.
There was a lot of anxiety-inducing parts of that show.
I loved it. Me and my brother would set up the Legends of the Hidden Temple in our back room. Oh, wow. We would set up like obstacles.
Did you have a golden monkey? Wasn't that like some sort of like
thing?
Yeah.
But we didn't have. No, we personally
didn't have the golden
Sword
monkey.
Out household. We did not have.
Well, if we could go back in time, things might be different.
They might be different. And I remember supermarket sweepstakes.
Yes.
I loved it because all it was shopping.
I do think that Guys Grocery Games kind of like has a little bit of that vibe, but it'll never.
I don't know what that is.
It'll never be as good as Supermarket Sweep. It'll never be as good.
So good.
It was so good.
And Slime Time with Summer
Sanders.
Sanders. That's
Summer
right.
Sanders. I think she was an Olympian. Wasn't she an Olympian?
She was.
She had like a good little sit of a couple different
Nickelodeon MTV
shows, and she was a good host for that.
I'm yawning again.
There she goes. Going down that same vein, one of the other ones that will always be like crazy to me was Double Dare. And I know they rebooted it.
Double Dare.
But the original Double Dare with
Wait.
Mark Summers.
That was the one that I'm thinking.
That show was crazy.
Where there's the big booger.
Yeah, yeah. There was a big nose, and you had to get up in there with the bugs if you took the Double Dare.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Slime time, is that real? That's where you get slimed.
You got slimed for sure in Double Dare, but I'm sure slime time was a thing.
What's slime time?
If it's not something now, we just made it something. And we're going to pitch it to Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry. He's going to be the host.
Jerry, you're going to be the host of Slime Time.
Slime Time is a thing.
Okay. Oh, okay. Slime Time. It is in Pennsylvania.
Okay, wait, no. That's like a place.
It's
now.
like a play place.
Wait.
Play place.
Slime Time on Nickelodeon. See?
Who was the host?
See?
Okay. Great. It was okay, cool. So it was in the 90s, Slime Time.
Yeah.
But I did love me some Double Dare. I also I know this isn't a game show, but I lumped this in with everything else. Hailey cannot stop yawning
I can't stop
today.
yawning, guys.
She can't stop yawning. She needs some slime time.
I need some slime time. I need a Double Dare.
I still think about America's Funniest Home Videos. It's not a game show. However, like I lump it in with that whole like era of television. And I just remember that like made up my perfect block of TV, you know, like get a little bit of a game show, get a little bit of a AFV happening.
Oh my gosh, I loved AFE. I had the DVDs for AFE.
You also touched on this, but you didn't go into the detail that I think that we need to about when you had a sick day, staying home sick from school, and your day, you were going to be watching The Price is Right. You're going to be watching around the clock. You're going to
It's reruns, and you also are going to get stuck watching Days of Our Lives.
It's true.
And you're going to be scared.
But
because I got scared of everything. I was scared of Legends of the Hidden Temple. I was also scared of someone's evil twin being in the hospital and then getting married to the wrong person. And then, you know, there's
finding out they're related.
And then they're brothers. And these are the days of our lives.
And then the brother shot the other brother. And then it's like, what's going to happen? I don't know. You'll find out tomorrow because they're dailies. And that's
they're
insane.
also filming it today. So tomorrow you'll find out.
But before you watch that, you're going to hang out with Bob Barker and his beauties. And you're going to go, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Bob Barker, though, he was...
The Price is Right before Drew Carey came over.
Oh, yes. Nope. Okay. When me and my brother were little, we would get those like little weeds out in the yard that had the little thing at the top. Like they were the long weeds with the like little ball at the top.
That you blew?
We would act like, no, not dandelions. But like, they were weeds. They were like... small cattails, but they weren't cattails. Anyway, we'd pick them up and we'd be like, this is The Price is Right. Because the long microphone.
Reminded you. Yeah, Bob's long. That honestly.
It was ridiculous.
Why?
I guess,
you know, I think that maybe.
Supposed to look like a wand?
Well, I feel like maybe.
I've been watching a lot of Harry Potter.
Bob Barker came up in an era where that was a popular show host microphone.
So he said, I need that one.
I think that he might have been like, I'm comfortable with this. Wingardium Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa wand.
It's not Wingardium Leviosa.
What is it?
It's Wingardium Leviosa. I don't know.
Hermione, not me.
Yo.
But I did like that one a lot. And I just liked when you got to the end because then you got to pull the lever on that gigantic wheel and it went beep, 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 beep,
it looked heavy.
Yeah. Love that.
And they'd give $20 and I was like,
yep.
Womp womp.
Were you guys a big Jeopardy household?
We were, I hate to break it to anyone, we didn't sit down and watch TV together.
Okay. We did. All the
Not
time.
everybody's family has a parent
TV
who's not.
time.
I had a mom who was drunk all the time.
My dad worked all the time.
My dad was not at home. So it was me and my bros and my next door neighbor
playing Legends of the Hidden Temple with no brass monkey. It was a brass monkey.
Parent
to be found.
I'm kidding.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Yes. No, my brother and I watched whatever my brother wanted to watch because he was bigger.
And he would have beat you. We've discussed this on the pod.
Yes.
Tom is a kind, wonderful man now.
He's a saint. I beat him now. Mm-hmm. But I don't.
But back in the day,
I do.
He would have given you a good
double whammy.
Yeah. Good double dare, double whammy, if you know what I'm saying.
But we would watch the ones that I've named, Legends of the Hidden Temple, not Slime Time, I guess. Maybe it was Slime Time, but Double Dare. I'm yawning. We watched all that, which also I would watch Saturday Night Live with my dad and my brother on Saturday nights. So I got like a double feature of comedy. We watched Ren and Stimpy. My dad didn't like that.
I wasn't allowed to watch that.
Because you had parents in the home.
Well, they just, I wasn't allowed to watch that one. That one, for whatever reason,
because it was nasty.
Was deemed an adult cartoon, which I guess it was. I don't know.
It wasn't. It was on a kids network. It was for kids.
I know it was. It seemed
gross.
very
Said,
like existential.
Yeah, and it was dark. I think.
Yeah.
Do you remember Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Nor.
Another scary cartoon. Mm-mm. I think I was scared. I keep saying everything was scary.
I'm like,
but if you think about it, I was younger watching older shows because of my brother.
Yeah.
Like Who's Afraid of the Dark, Goosebumps, scary. Those are scary and you can't tell me anything different. Mm-hmm. There's this episode of Who's Afraid of the Dark where the girl, and it was on TikTok recently, where the girl like can't find her friend and she goes to her aunt's house and she got sucked into a dollhouse, and the more time she was spending time in the dollhouse, the more she was turning into a doll, which means she can never come back to the real world. And she'd be stuck in porcelain. She was getting harder and her like she started turning like porcelain colored and like she couldn't move.
I would never sleep again. I think I might not ever sleep again having heard that.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know. I was just going to say Jeopardy. Our family just wasn't smart enough for that. No offense.
No offense. I still feel like that's a hard show.
I don't get joy out of things that I'm not good at. But actually take a look at Pictionary and maybe you'll say, Jessi, that's not true. You can't draw. And look where it got you. We have to Google right now. I need to Google what is the cause of yawning. I need to know.
Why am I yawning? Should I say why am I yawning?
Why am I yawning? They're going to say lack of sleep, but did you get any rest last night? No. Okay. If it's lack of sleep, that's okay.
I never sleep, but I also just,
if there's a game show about sleeping,
sleep disorders, physical causes, fatigue, tiredness,
okay,
anxiety or depression.
Okay. It could be anything.
Bleeding around the heart, brain tumor,
okay,
multiple sclerosis, stroke, heart attack.
So Hailey's got to go to the doctor right after this.
If you're yawning excessively for no apparent reason, you should visit your doctor to find out what could be causing it. Treatment will vary based on the cause and may include stopping of certain medications, prescribing a different medication, or addressing the underlying medical condition.
Okay.
Heart disease, epilepsy, multiple sclerosis, liver failure.
Okay, anything.
Hypothyroidism, which I've kind of wondered.
Okay. Well,
fatigue, general tiredness.
We've got a lot to narrow down here.
Yes.
And we're going to get to the bottom of it. I just thought maybe it'd be like a general answer, like you're low in iron. But no, it could be anything. So just stay tuned again. Maybe we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
I have a question though. Do you think that...
So now I'm concerned for my health and well-being.
Do you think that...
At least I was on a game show before it all went south.
We fulfilled the dream. Do you think that shows that are more like reality based but are still competitions, are those like kind of game shows, like Survivor?
That's a game show to me.
Yeah, me too. Did you ever watch that?
I watched it with my grandma Marcy next door. She was like our babysitter. I remember watching like the first few seasons with her. Not like I couldn't tell you what happened. I just remember moments. I remember the bandanas that they wore around their heads. I remember how sweaty they were. I remember them
how skinny they
crying.
Hungry. I just remember that show was...
I never watched Big Brother.
We watched Big Brother. Actually, Big Brother and Survivor.
Amazing Race. I never watched that
too. All the Survivor and Big Brother, I remember being my first kind of like eye-opening experience about how even when you're an adult, you still can backstab. You still can have no loyalty to people. You still are going to do what you got to do to look out for number one at the end of the day. And I know that sounds silly, but that really is my first sort of like peek into adults being like every man for themselves.
Best. Yeah.
And I'm going to lie. I'm going to lie to your face.
Adults are like doing good things because they know and they tell you to do good things. And then also that they will protect you, which is not true.
No, but
back to Gypsy Rose. But
But I do think that those shows too, I mean, like those were like pioneer shows for competitions. I mean, Real World versus Road Rules challenges. Okay, that was a crazy show.
I never watched that. I do remember my dad one time walking in, and we've talked about this, like about Real World before, where my dad was like, "You're not watching that." He also didn't want me to watch Jersey Shore, but I watched that.
That's
you couldn't keep me away from the snow.
That's just American like
culture.
Yeah, you have to watch that show.
Yeah,
cabs are here.
Cabs are here.
Ronnie, also, you're passing away.
Wine. You're passing away.
If you haven't seen that clip of Snooki, who's talking to old boy at the bar, and he's so wasted that he can't keep his eyes open, and he's passing out. But
and
Snooki,
she's drunk too.
And then Snooki
but she's
says,
not as drunk, and she goes, "You're passing away.
You're passing away instead of you're passing out. You're passing away."
Which is
with her big ass bouffant hair. You're passing away.
You're passing away.
And he might have been. Maybe that saved him. Maybe that brought him right back. I don't know.
Back to the t-shirt shop. No, that's nuts. I also think that reality TV is kind of a game show. Oh my gosh. Now I think that I've triggered something.
I think you did. I think you're just tired. I also think that tired. This lighting maybe is doing something. Maybe with like the lighting.
But I'm telling you, like we've talked about this before when we filmed at that studio be in Atlanta. Shouts out. The woman who owns it, Alyssa, she said, when I was like, I'm yawning. She was like, no, I do that too. When I'm like talking or focused, like I won't do it in an audition. Like I won't do it in an audition, but like rehearsing for the audition, setting up for the audition, which I am a little tired. I had an audition, which after this, I'm going to have to run home and upload it and do all that before it's due. But it was kind of like a last minute one with a lot of lines last night. And so I think that my brain is fatigued from like trying to.
That's what I think it is. I agree with what Alyssa said to you about like the focus aspect of it. And
I think,
also,
when I focus, when I try to like, here we go.
Like I think the mental fogginess manifests itself into like a yawn.
Yes.
I get that.
Yeah. And I think like cause I am so ADHD and I like to move a lot, when I'm on camera, I know that I have to be like less of the wiggle worm than I am, especially in this very cozy space.
It probably takes more energy for you to be less of a wiggle worm than it does for you just to like let it fly.
My whole life I've been training for this moment, all through high school when you couldn't get up, and when my high school was a prison, like in the way of like there was no windows except in the classroom, and there's maybe like 2. You didn't walk outside ever. It was just a concrete box, 3 levels of a concrete box, and there were hardly any windows. Like it's actually very strange the way they designed it, and that you have to learn how to be still and not move.
You have to learn how to suppress any urge you have to be yourself.
Yeah.
In that concrete box. And that's why people hate high school. Not that you hated it. I'm just saying.
I didn't. I do look back now and I'm like, they did not set me up for success.
They didn't want me to
They
be
didn't
great.
want me to be great. I went to college and then I was like, oh wait, I'm great. You know?
Yeah.
Because I could walk outside and they didn't tell me what to do at all times. And they didn't yell at me for like, your khakis are not khaki enough. We had dress code.
But did you have like dress code where it was like
we had to wear certain
uniform
colors.
based?
Yes.
Oh,
but they were like, you could buy it anywhere.
Okay.
But you had to wear, you could wear black dress pants. They couldn't be yoga pants though. They could our first like 2 years. And then they didn't want us wearing tight yoga pants because they're too sexy, because they sexualized us. And I think that's weird. You had to wear khakis, navy pants or black pants. Again, they couldn't be a stretchy material. They had to be uncomfortable. They had to be business professional.
That you guys were even thinking about wearing yoga pants, because that's like, I guess, our age difference showing a little bit too, because that wasn't even, you couldn't even buy a yoga pant.
Yeah, you could.
But I'm saying like where I lived in my small town, like that was never even like no one I knew wore a yoga pant. Like I'm just saying like our age difference plus like maybe our proximity to things. Like that wasn't even in my that wasn't even in my line of thought about like a pant option, because they weren't popular
like the
yet.
flared ones that are popular again now.
Like the Vicky Secret ones that had the big roll down bands.
We were not allowed to have those ones.
Okay. There's not.
Okay. No like roll down band or whatever. We also had to wear collared shirts. They could be the color maroon. They could be a light blue. They could be a navy blue or a white.
How boring. You had to wear that all 4 years?
All 4 years. They were disgusting.
A khaki and a polo shirt?
Yes. And I'm pretty sure
Did you have casual Fridays? Like you wear a jean on a Friday or something?
No.
Oh my god.
We had Spirit Week where we got to dress up, but then you had to look like a crazy person. And then we were allowed to wear for cheerleaders when we had, I think it was home games only. We were allowed to wear our warm-ups on game days.
Yeah, okay.
But only on home games. And then when I would wear my cheerleading uniform, when we were allowed to wear those. Oh, and during homecoming week. we were allowed to wear those. And because I was on like homecoming court, we had to wear our sashes, or the teachers would like tease us and be like, where's your sash? And so I'd wear the sash. And then I had a Spanish teacher who was a bully, and she would like make fun of me, and she'd be like, Lazy, you ain't got no alibi, you're lazy. Because I was not good. Before. Yeah, she scarred me.
I was on homecoming court, and I got to ride in a parade in the back of a Ford pickup truck.
Oh, we got the Mustang. We got to go in a Mustang.
And then another year I got to go in a Mustang too, but it was from a local dealership. They donated it. And I got to wave off the back. And guess what? Everybody was pissed off that I got it. I don't know why. How did anybody vote for me? Nobody knows. High school is weird. Weird.
Yeah.
All weird. I don't know how we're going to circle that back to game shows.
Well, I can tell you something. I, not in high school, but in college, I might have messed up on my little document that I had to sign for Pictionary, because I wasn't on TV, and that was a good thing. I was on TV in my local news.
Oh.
But I was a intern at News Channel 5 in St. Louis my junior year going into my senior year of college. And I helped run the Wheel of Fortune auditions. I couldn't think just now. They did nationwide auditions, and I was the Vanna White for St. Louis.
Oh, wow. Hailey.
Yeah.
That's important.
It was important.
That was a really important job.
Fun. It was
Vanna
really
White's
cool.
an icon. She's a legend. I saw that she recently
just
amazing. Did like a little video send off for Pat Sajak, because Pat Sajak isn't the host anymore of Wheel of Fortune. And what a ride. I would love to know about Vanna White a little bit more. I'm going to do some digging, because that woman has had the same job flipping letters and being the absolute
just being
baddest.
Yeah.
Forever. And I just like, what a dream come true.
She's amazing.
She is. Yeah, she's cool. I don't know.
And she like somehow stays out of the spotlight. That's my dream. Guys, that's my dream. I want to act. I want to be in all these movies. I want to podcast. I want to do all these things. But I don't want people saying, spotted at Bulla Monday night. Hailey Swartout, Jessi Ford, Bacon.
See, I wouldn't mind if somebody was like spotted at Bulla.
Stop looking at me. I'm eating my tater tots.
Because that's also why I'm a freak. And everyone who knows me, IRL, knows that I am a freak of nature. I would walk around with my sash on in public being like, you know me from Personality Hire. Hello, it's me.
See, I just don't want to be perceived that much.
But really, I wouldn't be on Dumois. I would be spotted on the neighborhood app saying, unwell woman walking around with a Personality Hire sash on this, on Peachtree Road. Somebody come get her.
Somebody come get her.
She needs help.
Then it's me. I come get her.
She needs mental help. And then the paddy wagon rolls up and it's Hailey.
The paddy wagon.
That's it. You throw me in the back.
Get in.
I wanted to say something that was silly about my hair. I recently got my hair done for like the first time in so long, and my roots were insane. And one of my best friends, Morgan, she's incredible. I've talked about her before. She works at Serene Salon right now. Follow her on Instagram. You never know what's going to happen with her. Anyway, she did my hair, and she couldn't cut it because she was running late, and we're running a little low on time.
She squeezed you in. Yeah, she squeezed you in.
She squeezed me in because I had to go film Pictionary. And she refers to my hair as a broom.
I thought that was so funny.
Because she bleaches it, and it's so long, and it desperately needs a
quote. Your shit's a broom.
She said, "Your shit's a broom." This is what she said.
Funny.
She's so unintentionally funny all the time. She said, "You're so lucky that we're running late because I need to cut your hair. Your shit's a broom." Like a broom. And she calls my hair broom a lot, but right now I got a glimpse of it in my eye.
It looks so pretty.
Oh, feel my hair. This is with hair oil. I have hair oil and a leave-in conditioner on it.
Cut off.
Yeah.
You got to cut that off.
My shit's a broom. So I just wanted to,
pretty bad.
Whatever. If you're looking at my broom, just don't.
Shit's
Again,
broom.
with everything else, like stop looking at my feet.
Any blonde is going to relate. When I was blonde, my shit was
your shit's a broom.
It was only a broom.
Your shit is a broom.
From root to end.
And you know what? You pay the price, but this is the price that I'm willing to pay. Blonde. Right, exactly.
And being blonde is like no other. Blondes really do have more fun, and I will say it. I feel like I'm in my element being a redhead because I don't know why I was born blonde, why I was always blonde, and that was me. And if I ever have another hair color, it will be blonde.
Should go back to B.
I will go back to being blonde maybe one day, but I have never felt more myself being a redhead. And I think it's because I don't want to be perceived. Whereas you want to be, maybe that's it. Blondes have more fun. I know that, but I don't want to be perceived having fun.
I think
I'm always going to know that I'm a blonde. Sometimes I see stuff that says like dumb blonde, you know, like the 90s, like early aughts stuff, like dumb blonde, like,
yeah,
you know, like the
Paris Hilton era.
I still like forget that I'm not blonde, and I'll be like, oh, I want that, and then I'm like, oh wait, my hair's not blonde.
I think that you
but
stand
I
out.
am blonde.
You stand out way more with red hair. I think blonde suits you because you're fair and you've got light eyes, and it goes with your heritage. I think that you are way more perceivable with your red because it's just like
perceiving me.
I can't. I won't. I'm sorry. I want to perceive you.
You don't have to. I need the general public. I need Dumois.
To stop perceiving you.
Do not perceive me at Bulla.
Please don't send a blind item to Dumois when Hailey is eating her tots.
No.
Let her be. Just let her be.
Yeah. I'm a messy eater.
Do you want to?
I got to say something. The other day I went to the mall, Sunday, because I was searching for a brassiere. We don't talk about it.
A boulder holder,
it's
if you will.
Really, well,
I love
they
that.
ain't boulders. But I didn't
Boulder holder. Love it.
I don't necessarily need a brassiere. That's where we're at in life. And that's fine. But when I knew I was going to be on television, I wouldn't have like costuming there to like give me a bra that was proper for whatever. And the studio was real cold. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I used a bra that I have, but it wasn't what they needed. Anyway, we're talking about this a lot. Anyway, I went to the mall and I went without makeup on. And I was thinking, I'm going to go under the radar. No one's going to ever look at me. I feel like more people looked at me.
With a bare face?
Yes. And I don't know if it was in a good way, but I was wanting to not be perceived. I thought I was going incognito. Like maybe if I don't have mascara on, people won't see my eyeballs, so they won't connect to my eyeballs. Do you know what I'm saying? I have blonde eyelashes. So I was thinking, they're not going to meet my eyes because my eye, like, you know, when you're walking and you just meet the eyes of someone, so you look, you're not going to see my eyes because I don't have mascara on, was my thought process. And instead, I realized that people still look at you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I also think it's your energy. I think that no matter what you look like, you and other people, you can't turn your energy on and off. And if you have that energy, people are going to look at you, baby. If you have it, you have it.
What is she going to say? When's she going to yawn
next? When is she going to do a cartwheel?
She might.
I feel it's coming. When is she going to bust down into a split?
When is she going to start doing a little jig? A little dance?
When are her tap shoes coming out?
You never know.
They felt that from your energy. So it doesn't matter even mascara or not. They said, this lady.
I was wearing jelly sandals.
They said, I want tickets to whatever this lady is going to be performing at. But
you can't get tickets to Pictionary. But you can watch it.
Is that the end of that one? Because I was going to ask you to please give your 2 cents on this product that you and I both bought that I thought that was going to be a good informative thing. And it's right there.
Oh my, I love it. I love it. Makeup by Mario. It is their lip plumping gloss. We both got, did you get cherry?
I got
too?
cherry as well.
Okay. So yeah, I'm very big into red things right now. This is the cherry. It's like a sheer red. It's plumping. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. My biggest concern is that I will run out so quick. Yeah. Because I love applying it. I like the way it feels on my lips. We also got something that has been going viral for some time, but I have been looking for this one shade of Patrick Ta's blush. It's the double blush. It has the powder and the cream. And if you didn't know, you're supposed to do powder first, then cream, then powder on top.
That's like
again.
that's his vibe.
That's what he says to do. And guess what? I've been doing that with my own blushes that aren't his, and it does work. They stay on longer. So do that. But we got the shade She's Flushing, which I have not found in a store since this blush has come out. I don't know, 6 months ago. Like it's been out.
It's been out for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. And like since before Halloween of last year, because Alex Girl, that's when she started working with him.
Oh, okay. So yeah, but you found it finally.
So I got that shade. She's Flushing. I also like She's Blushing, but She's Flushing is a special shade. Like I feel like you can't find like a Maybelline or like an Elf.
It's a little deeper. Yes. It's a little bit sexy.
Yeah, a little sexy.
No.
She's flush.
But it looks really nice.
I love
with this
it.
by
and
Mario
really
color.
Good.
I will say I'm loving this as well. Like I'm loving more of a glossy lip lately, which is like that's different for me, but I'm loving it. But this too, I highly recommend. But if you're a girly who doesn't like the tingle. If you don't like a minty tingle, I would say you might want to consider this before you buy it, because it is plumping, so it has that tingly effect.
Yes, but it's not as tingly as most plumpers.
It's not as tingly as that.
I was hoping it was more tingly.
That Too Faced
lip injector.
Yeah, no, that one
that
will
one's very
light
tingly.
your. Oh my Lord! The first time I tried that,
I like the feeling.
The edges of my lips,
or the Flawless or Lawless. Excuse me, Lawless has a really good plumper. What is the other one? The Dr. Dennis Gross, why did I spend that money on that one? Gosh, it's so expensive.
Why are we with a man whose last name is Gross? You know what I'm saying?
No, honestly, why did I do
him?
that? Anyway, I got that. It does work, but that is the most plumping one that I've ever had. It does not replace lip injections. I don't know why people said that, but it is very intense. Also, the Maybelline chili pepper, whatever it is, Maybelline probably has my favorite plumper ever. The problem is the packaging. It's a huge square. My purses are so small. So that's the only thing I can carry, plus my wallet, plus my keys, plus my phone. No, I need several lip options.
Many lip options.
I need an eye drop. I need a pen in case there's checks I gotta sign.
Oof. I think too, I wanted to mention that Hailey and I did our own makeup in our own hair, but our own makeup for sure for Pictionary. So if we look amazing,
stunning, that's why.
And if we look off,
awful, that's also why.
That's also why. And we had a little touch up here and there from hair and makeup.
Yeah, they de-oiled us.
Whatever you think in your head about the way we look, we'll take the compliment or we'll take the L and we'll say it's because we did our own. They didn't have the budget to be doing everybody else's. So
also even what we wore, like we might be having a guest.
Hold on one second. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, he's holding. Okay, good.
Good.
I thought we were gonna have a guest enter, but I think actually we might need to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, we just wanted to say if we looked good, it's because we looked good. And if we looked bad, it's because we looked bad.
Yep,
okay?
exactly.
We would also like to say Jerry O'Connell for president. We'd love to have him on the pod if he's listening right now.
Jerry, I'm going to send this to you. Jerry, come on our pod.
He follows us on Insta, so I'm just going to hope he sees my story.
All right, Jerry.
And maybe I'll just send it to him.
Send it to him. Send it to Jerry.
Send it to Jerry.
And please, we'll keep you posted on when we air. But we had a wonderful experience.
The price is right.
Would do a game show again.
Sketch. Yes,
I don't think we can for another 2 years, but when that time comes,
I would love to be on Pictionary again.
Exactly.
Jessi wants to host alongside Jerry O'Connell.
I do. I think that might be my calling is to be a host of something.
And then I come in and I be celebrity.
You're guest. The teammate. I mean the captain. Yeah, for sure.
And I absolutely slay the house down boots.
Like always. With that, thank you so much for listening this week. Please rate, review, subscribe. Please send this to a friend. Leave us a little comment, if you will.
Yeah,
You can comment on Spotify now on your favorite episodes of podcasts. We would love to see any comments that you have. Please check us out on YouTube. And really and truly, thank you for listening every week. We are getting so excited to start a new season soon. And you're going to have a lot of fun stuff to look forward to from Personality Hire.
Yeah.
And we will see you next Thursday.
Janine, take us home, sis. Ah.